to Diigo and we're going to start grabbing articles that we found from our searching. When we bring them into Diigo, not only can we collect them, but it gives us the opportunity to annotate and take notes on things as we're reading them directly online. Let's start out with a simple encyclopedia search, Encyclopedia Britannica. So you see along the top right bar here, I have my Diigolet. Well, let's say I really don't want to read this article right now, but I definitely want to look at it later. I'm going to tag New York, and it looks like it's a .com, so we'll put .com to make sure that gets tagged, and I think that's good. Save bookmark. So if we go into Diigo now and we check in our library, that Britannica article is right here. So we can go into that article and we can start annotating it. Let's say I'm really interested in putting a sticky note for myself to come back and look at quizzes. Look at the quizzes. Might be interesting to see what people have written. So we're going to drag this right here, and I'm going to put it right next to quizzes so I know later to look at it. So I can go back into my Diigo library, and this should be there. There it is. And right here, the highlight or the note that I put is right here. So let's do some history of, let's go to the History Channel. Here we have New York. This is a pretty reputable site. Article. All right, well, let's say this is an interesting article that we want to grab. So we're going to click again. We're going to click our Diigo. We're going to go into bookmark. Again, I think it's important to tag this as New York. I think maybe we could even write history. And again, this is a .com. So here we go. We're going to save it and put that right into our Diigo. Let's go to the Library of Congress. Here's selected Library of Congress resources for New York. Primary sources. Again, guys, primary sources are going to be a really good bet when doing this project. Let's say John. We know John loves baseball. John maybe wants to research the Brooklyn Dodgers. We're going to view this PDF. Then we're going to grab our Diigolet again, and we're going to start highlighting. So we're going to scroll down, see if we can find any pages here that we want to highlight. Looks like we need to rotate that page to highlight it, but say that the fact that this was highlighted by a cigarette company was of major interest to us. We could again put a sticky note and write, look into Fatima. So that's a note for you for later to check out what exactly it meant on this advertisement. Not advertisement, poster. Let's try another site. So let's make sure that's in our library. Brooklyn Dodgers, look into Fatima. There it is. So another site I found, New York State History through Academic Info. Well, we think that this could be a good site, so let's scroll down. Lots of advertisements here. I found the Lower East Side Tenement Museum might be interesting for some of you to look into. I also found this New York State History electronic journal. So we're going to click on that, and here we have this new website that they're developing through, it looks like SUNY Albany, coming soon. Not quite ready for us yet, but researching New York. Let's see if this brings us anywhere. It's a neat illustration, if anything, and maybe we'd also want to put that in our folder. Let's bookmark it. We're going to tag it New York. We're going to tag it .org, because now we have an organization here, and we're going to save it. So once we go into our library, let's say we wanted to look at that Britannica article again. We really need to figure out how to highlight this article. So let's go to Sports and Recreation of New York State. That should interest a lot of you. New York is the home of a number of important sports events, notably the annual U.S. Open, etc., etc. So, variety of geography. What are we looking at? What do we want to know here? Well, let's say we're not really sure. But we could highlight, I'm going to cancel my bookmark. Let's pick blue. So I'm really interested in maybe this idea to look into for later. Too many words. There it is. It's highlighted. And I'm going to also leave myself a note that says, look into how geography affects the recreation of New York residents. Tells me I'm spelling things wrong, and then I can post it. And I'm going to, again, drag my sticky note right over the information. And when I go and I look in my Diigo library, there it is. Look into how geography affects, and also the line that I highlighted. So as you can see, in Diigo, while searching on the web, you can grab a lot of information and store it right inside your library. You can see that my tag numbers are increasing. Now I have 6 articles on New York, and it shows where I've done some annotations or some highlights. I hope this helps you as you get started on your way. I look forward to seeing what you work with.